3 of this ACC baseball series between Stanford and Notre Dame. The Irish go for the sweep today, while Stanford looks to avoid being swept after winning 6 in a row coming into the series. We welcome you back inside Frank Eck Stadium and upstairs into the press box. Alongside my partner, Chris Daly, I'm Jack Rinaldi. Chris, let's get right into it. Mark Quattrani has been leading the way this series for Notre Dame. He did more of the same yesterday.
Yeah, 4 for 5 at the plate yesterday, and you really cannot understate his impact in this series. 6 for 9 in the 2 games, 5 RBIs, and I'll tell you what, Jack, in the bottom of the 7th, bases loaded, he delivered a 2 RBI single that gave Notre Dame hope. Big reason why they ended up winning yesterday, and also had a nice RBI once more in the 8th to extend the lead. He's been the heartbeat for the Irish.
He just kept coming through for him all day yesterday. Then for Stanford, Rintaro Sasaki might have turned some heads when they moved him up to the leadoff spot right around 30 games ago, but this series you're seeing why he's not just a power hitter, Chris.
Yeah, well, on paper, I mean, he's been fantastic. 4 for 7, you see right here, a 2 RBI single as well, a nice double. He's been hitting the ball, he's been seeing it real well. Now, you mentioned he's a power hitter. They would like to see him, though, with a few long balls. I mean, this is a team that really rallies off of Sasaki, and they haven't been able to homer in this series at all. It's a team that relies on the home run, so they need Sasaki to get things going today in the power department.
Yeah, they're well over 1 home run a game. They've yet to hit one in the series. Looking to keep that stat where it is Ty Uber, who's rich for storylines today. He's pitching against his former team.
Yeah, I'm sure he's ecstatic for the chance to go up against some of his old teammates. 3 seasons played at Stanford, dealt with an injury his junior year, but he was really solid in his time with the Cardinal. I mean, especially last year as one of their top bullpen arms. And now right here, it's his 10th start of the season. 38 strikeouts on the year. He's a real reliable arm for Notre Dame.
And a reliable lineup is what he'll face today. You see Charlie Bates, our highlight player on the afternoon. He was part of a midsection of the Stanford lineup that was very effective in the loss yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, the bottom of the order was terrific for Stanford. They really got things going, inspired much of their offense. It's a team that put up 7 runs yesterday. Charlie Bates, a big reason why.
Now here's Rintaro Sasaki, waits on the first pitch from Uber. It's a swing and a miss for strike 1, and we are off and going from South Bend. Chris, we've talked a lot about the weather this weekend. 59 degrees the air temp, 46 the feels like, so about 10 degrees warmer than both Friday and yesterday. As Sasaki drills one foul down the right field line. The wind also blowing straight out towards center field today in Frank Eck Stadium, so that certainly helping Stanford's quest for their first long ball of the series. As you see the numbers for Sasaki both in the series and this season. He's been very effective for Stanford, but he's behind 0-2. And he takes strike 3 called. 3 pitches, 1 strikeout, 1 out for Ty Uber.
A lot of short at-bats this series for Sasaki. We've seen it both on Friday, Saturday, and now here to start the day, the 3rd game of this series. That's a job well done from Ty Uber. I mentioned he knows all of these guys, played with them last year. Knows their tendencies. He's, I'm sure, real happy he gets to go up against them.
This is Court McDonald, the center fielder, right back to Uber, who makes the catch, 2 out. So athletic play there. Uber, coming over from Stanford, was primarily a bullpen guy for them last year. Made 3 starts, but appeared 24 times for them. That was actually a team high. He's transitioned into this Sunday starter role for Notre Dame, and he had some solid numbers for the Cardinal a year ago, Chris.
Yeah, he really did. I thought he had a great season for them in their first year in the ACC. 29 strikeouts last year with the Cardinal. And look at that, 4 pitches, 2 outs. Nice start for Ty Uber.
Teddy Tokheim swings and misses at the first pitch. For Game 3 of this ACC baseball series between Stanford and Notre Dame. The Irish go for the sweep today, while Stanford looks to avoid being swept after winning 6 in a row coming into the series. We welcome you back inside Frank Eck Stadium and upstairs into the press box. Alongside my partner Chris Daly, I'm Jack Rinaldi. Chris, Let's get right into it. Mark Quattrani has been leading the way this series for Notre Dame. He did more of the same yesterday.
Yeah, 4 for 5 at the plate yesterday, and you really cannot understate his impact in this series. 6 for 9 in the 2 games, 5 RBIs, and I'll tell you what, Jack, in the bottom of the 7th, bases loaded, he delivered a 2 RBI single that gave Notre Dame hope. Big reason why they ended up winning yesterday, and also had a nice RBI once more in the 8th to extend the lead. He's been the heartbeat for the Irish.
And he just kept coming through for him all day yesterday. Then for Stanford, Rintaro Sasaki might have turned some heads when they moved him up to the leadoff spot right around 30 games ago, but this series you're seeing why he's not just a power hitter, Chris.
Yeah, well, on paper, I mean, he's been fantastic. 4 for 7, you see right here, a 2 RBI single as well, a nice double. He's been hitting the ball, he's been seeing it real well. Now, you mentioned he's a power hitter. They would like to see him, though, with a few long balls. I mean, this is a team that really rallies off of Sasaki, and they haven't been able to homer in this series at all. It's a team that relies on the home run, so they need Sasaki to get things going today in the power department.
Yeah, they're well over 1 home run a game. They've yet to hit one in the series. Looking to keep that stat where it is Ty Uber, who's rich for storylines today. He's pitching against his former team.
Yeah, I'm sure he's ecstatic for the chance to go up against some of his old teammates. 3 seasons played at Stanford, dealt with an injury his junior year, but he was really solid in his time with the Cardinal. I mean, especially last year was one of their top bullpen arms, and now right here it's his 10th start of the season. 38 strikeouts on the year. He's a real reliable arm for Notre Dame.
And a reliable lineup is what he'll face today. You see Charlie Bates, our highlight player on the afternoon. He was part of a midsection of the Stanford lineup that was very effective in the loss yesterday. On the first pitch.
Yeah, I mean, the bottom of the order was terrific for Stanford. They really got things going, inspired much of their offense. It's a team that put up 7 runs yesterday. Charlie Bates, a big reason why.
Here's Rintaro Sasaki waits on the first pitch for Uber. It's a swing and a miss for strike 1, and we are off and going from South Bend. First at-bat of the game for Notre Dame. We've talked a lot about the weather this weekend. 59 degrees the air temp, 46 the feels like, so about 10 degrees warmer than both Friday and yesterday. As Sasaki drills one foul down the right field line. The wind also blowing straight out towards center field today at Frank Eck Stadium, so that certainly helping Stanford's quest for their first long ball of the series. As you see the numbers for Sasaki both in the series and this season. He's been very effective for Stanford, but he's behind 0-2. And he takes strike 3 call. Comes set. 3 pitches, 1 strikeout, 1 out for Ty Uber. Outside, ball 3.
A lot of short at-bats this series for Sasaki. We've seen it both on Friday, Saturday, and now here to start the day. The 3rd game of this series. That's a job well done from Ty Uber. Mentioned he knows all of these guys. Played with them last year.
3-1 coming.
Knows their tendencies. He's, I'm sure, real happy he gets to go up against them.
Count goes full. This is Court McDonald, the center fielder, right back to Uber, who makes the catch. 2 out. So athletic play there. Uber coming over from Stanford, primarily a bullpen guy for them last year, made 3 starts, but appeared 24 times for them. That was actually a team high. He's transitioned into this Sunday starter role for Notre Dame, and he had some solid numbers for the Cardinal a year ago, Chris.
Yeah, he really did. I thought he had a great season for them in their first year in the ACC. 29 strikeouts last year with the Cardinal. With that, 4 pitches, 2 outs. Nice start for Ty Uber. Just to stay alive.
Tokheim swings and misses at the first pitch.
Able to eat this one.
It was a tough day at the office for Teddy Tokheim yesterday. The freshman designated there has been the most consistent bat in this Stanford lineup this season, but he's jogging down to first, so looks to be okay. Direction in short. Z fires across the diamond, and it is a 6-pitch first inning for Ty Uber. Notre Dame will bat next. Threw a couple big-time walks yesterday, Chris. I know you were very impressed with a couple of at-bats he took late in that game.
Yeah, but they would like to get him
My moderate to severe plaque psoriasis held me back, but now I'm all in with clearer skin, thanks to Sky Rizzy.
Most people achieved clearer skin from head to toe. Many were 100% plaque-free,
It's interesting because Vino is
and many were completely clear even at 5 years.
The entirety of the season.
People also saw significant improvement in pain, redness, itching, and burning.
Don't use if allergic. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and TB. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Nothing ain't me, go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin that's my new Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Learn how AbbVie could help you save.
For the first inning, it's time for the bottom half of the inning. Here's Nick Dugan, the senior from Eureka, California. A lot of big game experience for Stanford. He leads the team in innings thrown this year.
Yeah, this is a big moment for him. Listen, we talk about guys who are reliable. He's somebody that Coach Esker has really looked upon throughout the entirety of the season. 35 strikeouts. Stanford has had an issue walking Notre Dame batters this series in both games, so they need to control that a bit more, and hopefully for them, Dugan
right on cue,
makes
the
a
Stanford
difference.
defense perfectly executes the double play through 4 innings, second on the way. One earned run and a walk-off win against Florida State to complete the sweep. He tries to avoid the sweep, and to do that, he's going to have to navigate this Irish lineup, including Andrew Graham, who's had a nice weekend, playing a big role, Chris.
Yeah, what a story for Andrew Graham. He was playing D2 baseball last year, steps into a big ACC series, hasn't played a whole lot this year. 3 for 6 across both games, an RBI, 2 walks. He's made a real impact for Notre Dame.
Impressive what Esker's been able to do, not only this year,
He'll
be the leadoff batter to hit first, though.
With Stanford, I mean, he knows
Drew Berkland, the left fielder.
It's very intensive academically. He's recruited well.
Berkland's been another guy that's been effective for the Irish this series. Bit of a quiet day yesterday. Now the second baseman takes the first ball of the game from Ty Uber, but he'll look to get things started here for the Irish. To get 3 outs.
3 for 5 in game 1, 2 runs scored, an RBI.
And now 1 pitch into the top of the second.
Berkland is senior, one of the more experienced players on this team. Now, he was a transfer, of course, coming over, but he's fit right in this Irish lineup.
Gion's a junior. Fullerton, he waits on the first pitch from Dugan. Though played his first 2 collegiate seasons at Columbia. And takes it outside for ball 1. Outstanding as a freshman, all Ivy League second teamer his first year. Didn't play too much last year. Dugan is a very experienced starting pitcher, and he's played Berkland, a very experienced hitter. He's a senior and a graduate student in the first at-bat of the game for Notre Dame. Of his last 18 games, ball too low. Gian has posted at least 1 hit. Dugan throwing his 220th career inning today. And he takes ball 4. As he sets the fire to Berkland. And Berkland, a big hack, strike 1.
Yeah, throughout the series, Jack, that is the 8th walk Notre Dame has allowed. Meanwhile, Stanford, on the opposite end of things, 15 has kind of been a big difference between these two sides.
Dugan comes set.
Interesting to see how that develops.
And fires home.
Game here.
Outside, ball 3. Jimmy Nadai now, the left fielder. He had himself a solid day at the plate yesterday. As he takes strike 1. He's also had himself a solid series in left field. He threw out Parker Brustevich at home plate on Friday, and then chased me at second base yesterday.
He's got a real strong
Berkland tops it
arm,
foul.
There's been a lot
Count
of
goes full.
issues in the outfield for both teams. He's kind of been
Berkland
the
walked in his
star
first
man
at-bat of the game yesterday.
at left.
And he takes strike 2 here. Hoping to get on base again in his first at-bat today. So Uber comes back with 2 quick strikes after the 4-pitch walk. And he looks to put away Nadai. And hit him. Berkland will take first base after the hit by pitch, and Notre Dame has the leadoff man on. The first ACC appearance for Ty.
Yeah, really great at-bat from Drew Berkland, able just to stay alive, and then able to eat this one. That's got to stink.
Today. They're right off that inside elbow. 1-2 coming. But he's jogging down to first, so it looks to be okay. 2 on. Here's the DH, Bino Waters. After the single from Nadai. He's had himself a tricky series at the plate, although he drew a couple big-time walks yesterday, Chris. I know you were very impressed with a couple of at-bats he took late in that game.
Yeah, but they would like to get him going in terms of hitting here. I mean, 0 for 7 across 2 games, not going to cut it. Make some good contact.
He golfs one out to center field. Court McDonald coming over and makes the catch, one out. And he is a quality hitter, both with runners on base and in scoring. First pitch swinging for Bino Waters.
I think
first pitch out as well.
It's interesting because Bino is typically a guy who doesn't really have cold streaks. I mean, the entirety of the season, he's just always been playing real high-quality ball for Notre Dame. I haven't seen a whole lot of this out of him, and they need him to pick it up, especially late in the season. The type of performances.
Here's the man of the weekend for Notre Dame, Mark Quattrani, 4 for 5 yesterday. And like you mentioned, Chris, that big 2-out RBI bases-loaded single that drew Notre Dame within 1 before they eventually took the lead and won the game. Bates now at least 1 hit in 7 of his last 11 games. He waits on the 0-0 and takes outside, ball 1 here. The 0-2 pitch from Uber. Swing and a miss, strike 3. The walks were a little bit of an issue for Stanford on Friday. Top of the second. The Cardinal corralled that number yesterday. They've already put Berkland on via the hit by pitch. And now Quattrani ahead in the count as well, though he bounces one Moran's way, third to second for 1, and on to first in time, double play. Right on cue, the Stanford defense perfectly executes the double play. Top second on the way. It's J.J. Moran, the third baseman. Runners on, 1 out for him. And Uber's first pitch misses inside, ball 1. Moran's taken a big step forward this season. He started just 5 games as a freshman last year and has now played in all 44 games for Stanford this season. Uber's throw back to second base, high and late. And we'll try to do the 1-0 once more. Pitch, another spin back to second base, and again Gian safe. Stanford solid speed on the bases right now. Gian 2 for 3 on stolen base tries this season. Nadi 7 for 8. Stanford got burned when they attempted a double steal early in yesterday's game. Mark Quattrani threw out a runner at third base. 1-0. Swing and a miss, strike 1.
Well, that runner was Sasaki, and I was surprised he was the guy trying to steal third right there. Now they have a bit more experienced or more potent base runner, should I say, available at their arsenal.
1-1. Misses low, ball 2. Moran's got hits in 28 of 43 games he's played in this year. He waits on the 2-1. Misses outside, 3 balls and a strike. The sophomore Moran against the grad student Ty Uber. Big spot early in this game. 2 runners on for Moran, 1 out. The 3-1 pitch. In there for a called strike, 3-2. Wonder if we might see some movement on the bases here on a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, and 1 out. Here's the pitch from Uber. And misses low. Oh, he went around. 2 outs now after the strikeout.
Yeah, look at that. That is indeed a strike. A good call there. And it looked like Moran was ready to go to first. Is that a wow, he said? I'm trying to lip read. Can't tell, but he's not too pleased.
Well, either not pleased with the call or not pleased with himself.
I think it's the latter.
He went around on ball 4. So there's 2 outs and 2 on now for Luke Lavin. Cooper's been excellent this season at limiting the damage with 2 outs, allowing just a .208 batting average in that situation. No balls and a strike. And this is inside here, 1-1. Lavin was really hot coming into the series. Had 8 hits in his last 19 at-bats, but he's cooled off a little bit this weekend. And he waits on the 1-1. Did he go around? No, he did not. 2 balls and a strike. Two one on the way. Swung on and hit high in the air to shallow left field. Berkland coming in on it. And he makes the diving grab in the wind. Berkland came all the way over from left field and made the catch while falling down. But it ends the inning for Notre Dame. The Irish will bat after this acrobatic catch from Drew Berkland. After a number with VCU, he's guided his team through some adversity this year, but they look to have come out the other side of it now. 2 straight wins against Stanford and looking to close out the series sweep today.
Yeah, it's a Stanford team, too, that's coming off of a top 25 sweep over Florida State just a week ago. Really impressive from Notre Dame. I think, this was an even series on paper, but with the momentum Stanford were riding, and maybe the Cardinal were going to win. A lot of people had their thoughts, but Sean Stiffer so far doing well here in May, as always.
Now, that's been his month traditionally. Here's Dylan Passo, the first baseman. Notre Dame's 1, 2, and 3 hitters went down in order in the first. So now it's the 4-hitter Passo to begin the second. 1-0 pitch, misses low and in. 2 balls and no strikes. Passo, another impact freshman for Notre Dame. The Irish have 4 true freshmen in the lineup today. Passo, Mason Barth, Jamie Z, and Brandon Logan. Passo, the lone member of that group, batting in the top half of the order.
And you noted this in, I believe, yesterday. College baseball is older. College sports as a whole, right? Especially here in the power conferences. Notre Dame and Stanford, both with very young teams.
Certainly, as Passo draws a 4-pitch walk. That was something that Coach Stifler emphasized wanting to see more of from Dylan Passo. He said that Passo's got great bat-to-ball skills. And because of that, really trusts his ability to hit the ball, but wants him to be a little more selective.
Well, heading into the series for Passo, only 3 walks on the season. He has 25 hits, right? You'd expect maybe he could get that tally up a little bit. Able to do just that. He had his 4th walk of the year in Game 1, making number 5 now for him.
Here's Jace Lee, who scored the tying run in the 8th inning yesterday before Notre Dame played in 4 more in the inning to take a 4-run lead. Lee starting in right field today. He's a local kid from just down the road in South Bend. And the count even at 1-1. Lee waits on the pitch. And takes it inside, ball 2. So a hit by pitch and a walk already from Dugan. And now he's behind 2-1. 2-1 pitch. Misses low, ball 3. Graduate student Andrew Graham waits on deck. (3-1) to Lee. Hit high in the air towards center field. McDonald coming over, trying to find it in the wind, going back onto the track, and he couldn't make the catch. This is going to hop up against the fence. Around third comes Passo. Lee's going to stop at second. Here's the throw. It is way off. And Passo scores the first run of the game. So we saw Drew Berkland have some trouble and ultimately make the catch. McDonald could not overcome the wind on that one.
I was just about to say exactly that, Jack. How many times have we seen this in this series, especially right there in center? You mentioned Berkland had his fair share of issues, and a good head start here from Dylan Passo. He gets the signal. He goes home. Irish up.
This is a tough ballpark to play outfield in. And right now, the wind is howling straight out to center field. I have a feeling that ball just carried farther than McDonald thought it was going to. Graham takes a first pitch strike.
Yeah, these are atypical, it's an atypical environment, should I say, in the ACC, right? You go to a lot of schools in beautiful weather. Stanford, one of them, out in Palo Alto, but even out on the East Coast, you don't see this type of wind all too much.
Graham went around on the 0-1, no balls and 2 strikes. 19 miles an hour, the wind, with 31 mile an hour gusts at the moment. I would not want to play outfield in that weather, Chris.
No, certainly not.
0-2. This is outside, ball 1.
Interesting, too, just the environment as a whole, right? Yesterday, maybe more of the sun. The sun isn't as bright today, but the wind, you noted, Jack, it's brutal.
Graham waits on the 1-2. And he slashes one into right field, base hit. Lee's going to get held at third as Graham is on with a no-out single. And the Irish have 2 runners on with already a 1-run lead and nobody out in the bottom of the second. And here comes Mason Barth, the freshman, who had a big-time 3-run home run in a similar situation on Friday.
Yeah, very similar. 2 runners on base, both in scoring position. And Mason Barth, the only home run we have seen this series. The team was hyped up for him. It was a welcome sight for Notre Dame fans, and here he is now at the plate. Wise from Jace Lee to have the stop sign at third as well.
First pitch to Barth is a called strike, 0-1. Nobody out for Notre Dame. They've got runners on the corners. They've already scored 1. Barth waits on the 0-1 and swings and misses, strike 2. Already some movement in that Stanford bullpen. No balls and 2 strikes, the count to Mason Barth. And he chops one foul. Just out of the reach of the diving J.J. Moran, and we'll do the 0-2 once more. Oh-2 coming. In there for a called third strike. That is a clutch comeback K from Nick Dugan, and there's 1 out.
Yeah,
nice pitch here, Chris.
Clutch is definitely the word right there. Ball just breaks. And for Barth, who was swinging big in that at-bat, I mean, he deserved it after that home run. He's earned it. Still a tough situation for Dugan to navigate here. Only 1 out still.
And did Z go around? Not sure if this was foul or hit him. We'll see a look at it here.
It looks like it caught his finger or hand a little bit. I mean, especially with the reaction. That one has to hurt.
He's going to have a conversation with a couple of athletic trainers here. That's got to be a painful feeling for the Irish shortstop.
It's never a pleasant feeling, especially we talk about the weather in the cold. Makes it about 10 times worse.
Not as bad today as it was the last 2 days. But he looks to be okay. Take one more look at it here. As he came around on that inside fastball, it looks like it did catch him on the hand. Still trying to shake out that hand. Still a big spot for the freshman. 2 on and 1 out in the bottom of the second inning. Now no balls and 2 strikes. Well, Dugan came right back with the fastball, Chris.
Yeah, great response from Dugan. He's one of the most trusted guys. Of course, we talk about him with, the innings pitched and all, but as a senior, nobody more experienced than him.
Z swings and misses at the slider away, and he goes down on 3 pitches. What a nice pitch here from Nick Dugan.
That's great from Dugan, and the momentum, too. And Notre Dame had, it feels like it has just been diffused thanks to really well-manufactured at-bats from Dugan.
Now here's the 9-hitter and freshman Brandon Logan. Getting to start in center field today for the Irish. And a big 8th inning RBI to add to Notre Dame's lead late in the win yesterday. An opportunity for another one here. 2 on and 2 out. And Logan fouls the first pitch off. Just 44 at-bats for Brandon Logan this year. He is hitting .250 and .350 and .357 with runners on and in scoring position, respectively. 0-1 coming. This is low and away. Ball 1. Big spot here for the freshman. He faces a very experienced pitcher and fouls another pitch off, 1-2. Dugan trying to battle through some early adversity here in the second inning against Notre Dame. 1-2 coming, and he fires back to first. Two outs, Logan behind in the count, 1-2. Dugan fires and misses away, ball 2. Uncontested, Andrew Graham takes second base as well. So now one less option for the Stanford infield for a force out. 2 in scoring position for Brandon Logan. Here's the pitch. And it misses, ball 3. So now full count, 2 outs and 2 on to the center fielder. Dugan looking to get out of trouble. Logan looking to do some damage. Here's the pitch. And Logan fouls it off. Good at bat here, Chris.
Been impressed with Brandon Logan and his response even yesterday, right? We talk about the outfielders, a few errors, Logan one of them, and then he comes in at the plate, the 8th inning, a big moment for Notre Dame, and delivered to make the lead 2.
The 3-2 pitch. And Logan fouls it off again. Logan having himself a fine at-bat against the very experienced Dugan. 8th pitch coming. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Big strikeout from Nick Dugan. He holds the Irish to just 1 run. Back-to-back strikeouts of C and Logan. Stanford bats next on the ACC Network Extra. Collegiate settings in all the country, along with Stanford and Palo Alto as well. looks a little more like the photos today, Chris, although it's a little cloudy. But we'll take the 60-degree weather as opposed to the 35 it's been for each of the 2 games in this series so far.
Yeah, we will. No winter coat for me, but winter coat for these fans here at Frank Eck Stadium. And rightfully so. We're in the press box. We're nice and cozy today, Jack.
And guarded from this 30-mile-an-hour wind, which has already been a big story early in this game. Uber's second pitch of the at-bat in there for a called strike, 0-2. This is the 9-hitter Brock Sell. He's a freshman from Stockton, California. Played on Friday in the series and went 0 for 2. Takes a ball here, it's 1-2. Sell has not recorded a hit since April 19th, but he went 3 for 4 in that game, which was a win over Miami. And Sell chops one towards third base. Barth comes on and makes the throw in time. 1 out.
Yeah, routine play for the Irish, but Brock Sell made it closer than might have expected there. He was flying.
Good speed there. And here's the leadoff man, Rintaro Sasaki.
We've talked a whole lot about Sasaki the past few days. Set the home run record at the same high school Shohei Ohtani went to. A real highly touted prospect. And he's been living up to it in his sophomore year.
He was the preseason freshman of the year last season. And it was a bit of a slow year for him, all things considered. But what we've seen from him this year is much more in line with what was expected when he came over from Japan.
Yeah, it's a tough jump, right? Going from Japan to all of a sudden playing college baseball in the United States. He's a young guy, and I think this season he's really been showing off his prowess.
He's done a little bit of everything for Stanford in this series. Perhaps the one thing they're still looking for is the long ball. He had 4 home runs in his last 8 games coming into the series. He hasn't hit one in either of the 2 games or today, although neither has the rest of the team. And for a Stanford team that loves the long ball, that's been an issue offensively. This one misses outside, 3 balls and a strike.
Yeah, well, Stanford home runs in 29 of their past 35 games. Multiple home runs in 20 of those.
3-1. Hard hit up the middle. Barth is there. And the throw on to first in time. Right into the shift for Sasaki. And it's another ground ball for this Stanford offense. And for a team that likes to get the ball up in the air and out of the ballpark, it's been what we've seen this weekend. The ground balls, there's just been too many of them.
Yeah, way too many. On Friday, understandable, right? Jack Riddell, one of the aces in the ACC, up against him on the mound. But yesterday, you thought maybe they would find something. The top offenses in the conference is, you said there, Jack, and just really haven't seen that power that we've been so accustomed to seeing from them.
Might figure, today might be a day we'd see some more home runs. This wind is very friendly for a hitter. But so far, Ty Huber's done a very good job of keeping the ball on the ground. That's what he's been billed to do this year. He is a ground ball pitcher. 0-2 coming. And slash the other way. Base hit. This is likely going to go for extra bases for the speedy Court McDonald. And he is into second standing. On an 0-2 pitch, McDonald goes the other way with 2 outs, and Stanford has a runner in scoring position.
Yeah, that's exactly the spark Stanford needed. A really solid piece of hitting from McDonald. Notre Dame getting some arms ready in the bullpen themselves as well. Something to monitor as this inning moves along here.
Here's Teddy Tokheim, the freshman and designated hitter. Notre Dame couldn't come up with a hit with a runner in scoring position and 2 outs in the last inning. See if Stanford might change that and try and tie or even take the lead here. Tokheim waits on the 1-0 and swings and misses 1-1.
Yeah, you got to feel like that's a missed opportunity for Notre Dame in the second. You have runners on the corners, and eventually you have runners on second and third with Andrew Graham still in second there, and just unable to do anything.
1-1 coming. And Tokheim takes it low, ball 2. Tokheim 0 for 1 today, and a ground out to short back in the first. As part of that 5-pitch first inning from Ty Uber. Tokheim swings and misses at the breaker here, 2-2.
Well, if anyone could produce a long ball besides Sasaki, it's the man at the plate right now. A home run in each game against FSU last weekend.
He waits on the 2-2 with 2 out. And just fouls it off. Stays alive. One runner on. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Top of the 3rd inning. Uber fires. And Tokheim tops it foul. Comes set. Now comes home. And misses outside. Count goes full. Good at bat here from Teddy Tokheim.
Yeah, much needed from Tokheim too with 2 outs. Stanford just want to stick with Notre Dame. Don't open the door for the Irish.
3-2 pitch. And Tokheim bounces it towards Mason Barth. Comes on. Here's the throw. It's in time. Uber navigates his way out of trouble. We'll head to the bottom of the 3rd. Notre Dame still 1. Stanford still nothing. Kirkland will come to the plate. He's been on a nice 7-game heater, just under 500 in that span. And he had a nice trip out to the game Friday.
Yeah, well, Berkland was fantastic in the midweeks. He was 3 for 4 against Milwaukee. He had a home run in the wind. It was pretty similar to as it is today. I mean, he's playing a big factor. So now he's going to be eyeing up that long ball, much like the guys we were talking about on Stanford.
Berkland was hit by a pitch back in the top of the 1st inning. Bottom of the 1st inning, excuse me. And Notre Dame turns over the lineup card. Berkland, Waters, and Quattrani to start off this 3rd. Berkland quickly ahead 1-0.
Jack, I mean, it is tough to bring in transfers to any program all across the country. Guys that played several years at a school prior, Berkland at Minnesota.
And he hits one through the left side, base hit. Berkland's on with a leadoff single, and he's now been on base both times to the plate today.
And as evident there, it's been a seamless transition for Drew Berkland.
Well, it has been. And Notre Dame has taken a transfer to be their leadoff hitter and their center and left fielder the last couple years. A number of those players have been very successful, and Berkland the latest in that line. Runs on the first pitch here. Here's the throw from Lavin. It is high. So how about that? Berkland on with a leadoff single and then steals second on the first pitch. Didn't even give us a chance to say that Bino Waters was at bat.
No, he just exploded, and Stanford has had issues controlling that exact movement from Notre Dame throughout the series.
1-0. Waters pops one up foul. 1-1. Ball and a strike to Bino Waters. Still looking for his first hit of the series. Here's the 1-1. And Waters takes outside. 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, Bino was on a 13-game hitting streak prior to the series. Most of those games multi-hits as well.
2-1. And Waters hits one in the air foul. 2-2. Dugan, perhaps the lone exception to the Stanford pitch by committee rule. He's provided this team some solid length, including 4 innings against Florida State last Sunday. His long outing of the season was 6 innings. That was all the way back in February in a win over Fresno State. 2-2 coming. And misses low, ball 3. But other than that one hit error, however it was scored, to center field, Dugan has navigated things nicely through this Irish order. As Waters chops one down the first base line, Sasaki is there and takes it himself for the first out of the inning. Well, Dugan, like we mentioned, solid day today, and we also mentioned the pitch by committee approach that Stanford has. It's unique in the ACC. See 7 different starters in ACC play. Most teams 3, maybe 4, perhaps 5 if you've had a lot of shuffling around the lineup card, but Stanford 7.
Yeah, a ton of pitchers within 20 innings pitched all the way to 30. It's completely different if you look at the stat sheet for Notre Dame. It's interesting, but you know what? It's been working as of late. They've been on a tear prior to heading to South Bend.
So Dugan is at that average start length right now. 2 1/3 he's gotten through so far. Mark Quattrani at the plate in the infield in for the Cardinal. Heavy shift for Quattrani. 3 players between second and third base. And only one on the right side of the infield. It's Sasaki. Quattrani waits on the 1-0. And hits one high in the air to center field. McDonald going back at the wall. It is gone! Mark Quattrani over the batter's eye. And it is 3-0 Notre Dame. Big time blast from the Irish catcher.
Yeah, an absolute moonshot from Quattrani, who hasn't hit a home run since the Valparaiso game in mid-April, and he is one of the star guys on this Notre Dame team, one of the power hitters, much needed for him. A weight off his shoulders, and what a way to do it.
Chris, that ball was hit a long, long way over the batter's eye in center field.
I would like to know how far that went. I mean, that's 400 to center. What are you thinking, Jack?
My best guess would be 445, maybe 450.
I was about to say
at least
450.
that much to get over that tarp there. It's not the tallest batter's eye in center field, but it's tall enough. As Paso goes right back up the middle. What a catch by Dugan, who at the same time dodged the line drive and caught it. Don't ever tell us pitchers aren't athletes.
Yeah, I mean, Sports Center watching this game. Look at this play from Dugan.
And right after giving up the home run, how about shake it off and flash the leather? Okay.
I mean, we saw something like that from Uber as well. Both pitchers coming up with a nice play early on in this one.
Uber did have a nice play. I'm not sure it was quite as flashy as that Dugan
I mean, that ball was hit with a lot more power behind it.
1-0 now to Jace Lee. And he went around 1-1. now to Jace Lee. The Irish have already plated 2 in the inning thanks to Mark Quattroni's big-time home run. 1-2 now to Jace Lee after the strike on the outside corner. One, two. Strike 3. Lee gets tagged out. That's the 3rd out of the 3rd inning. But Mark Quattroni makes his mark on this game. He goes way deep to center field. Notre Dame leads it 3-0. 3 innings so far against Stanford. How about that acrobatic catch, too?
Yeah, well, maybe it's because he's well rested. Maybe it's because he's going up against his old teammates in Stanford. But Ty Uber has been brilliant today.
Yes, he has. Just 3 base runners allowed across 3 innings. And no runs for the Cardinal. Notre Dame has opened up a 3-1 lead, courtesy of Mark Quattroni's home run in the 3rd inning. Balls and a strike to Eric Gion. And this one misses outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. This one's hit hard to left field. Berglund going back. He took the first step in and hopped over his head and now over the fence for an automatic double. So the leadoff man and second baseman Gion is on with a no-out double. And Stanford in business here in the 4th inning.
Yeah, I wonder how many automatic doubles that is now in this series. We've seen a couple, it feels like. That's a good response from Stanford after Notre Dame puts up 2 runs in the bottom of the 3rd.
Now it's the left fielder Jimmy Nadai as Stanford looks to claw their way back into this game and out of a 3-run hole. Nadai takes the first pitch on the outside corner.
That's the thing, right, Jack? You need to make something of it. Like even Notre Dame in the 2nd, or rather in the 1st. I mean, they had a few chances maybe to put up a few more, or a run. They didn't do anything in the 1st. Same can be said for Stanford here.
0-1 misses inside. Count even at 1-1. Well, you're absolutely right, Chris. And to have the leadoff guy on second base, I saw the other day that at least in the major leagues, the run expectancy when you have the leadoff man on second base with nobody out is actually over 1.
Wow.
As this one is going to come back into fair territory for the first out of the inning. Wizard spin on that ball. It was foul and then back fair. And Stanford has a runner on third with 1 out.
It looks like Nadai was smiling about it afterwards. I think that's all you can do. Sometimes you get just a little bit unlucky.
I mean, Dylan Passo might have had the fishing rod out there at first base, reeling that one back into fair territory.
El Paso recognized it right away. Credit to him. Good eye at first.
He did, and I think you make a good point with Nadai there. Kind of all you can do is laugh. It's been that kind of weekend for Stanford.
It has.
Despite that out, though, they're still in a good position here. They've got a runner on third with only 1 out. And they've got Charlie Bates, the shortstop, at the plate. And now we'll add a coach to this mound visit. Notre Dame's got an arm warming up in the bullpen.
Yeah, it looks like
this might be the end of the day for Ty Uber. It's Caden Kroll, the left-hander, warming up in the pen. Uber been solid today. Just 3 hits and 3 1/3. And that's going to end his outing with an inherited runner on third base. We'll see the freshman left-hander, Caden Kroll, when we come back. The Saturday starter for Notre Dame, but has been bumped into the bullpen here recently. He's a guy with a lot of potential and that this staff really likes, Chris.
Oh, tons of potential. I mean, 15th ranked recruit for lefty pitchers just last year. He is one of the top guys in the state of Indiana. 47 strikeouts, should I say, on the year for him. I mean, somebody before the season, there was a lot of hype around as well. I mean, you look at his high school stats. They're just video game numbers, Jack.
Well, here are the college numbers for him this year. This is the 15th appearance for Kroll. And getting things sorted with PitchCom. Kroll comes in with a runner on third base and one out. It's Eric Gion on third after the leadoff double. And Charlie Bates, the shortstop, at the plate.
Kroll had a chance to go pro. And there was a real talk with him and his camp, and he's an Indiana kid from Valparaiso, decided, hey, let's go to Notre Dame. It's a dream come true to play for the Irish. So far has made an impact, a sizable impact in his freshman year. He's put on some muscle as well. Really improved as a pitcher.
Slider is bounced towards first. The Irish will concede a run. The lead 3-1, but there's two out in the fourth. Second play made by Dylan Passo in the inning.
And Dylan Passo has been everywhere. It looks like all the action's coming to him right at first base. No problem for him. And that's needed for Stanford. Talk about capitalizing on these opportunities, right? You have a runner on third, make the most of it, put the ball in play.
I think that's an important point there, Chris. You got to realize that in that scenario, you just have to put the ball in play. Doesn't matter where. The Notre Dame infield's set back to concede the run, so just can't take a strikeout there, really, and you're going to score. Kroll a first pitch strike to J.J. Moran, who struck out swinging in the second. Another swing and a miss from Moran. It's 0-2. 0-2, 2 out, nobody on for Caden Kroll. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And the slider misses low, 1-2. Kroll really likes the slider from the left side. Also has good life on a mid-90s fastball as well. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And bounces this off-speed pitch. It's 2-2. Count even at 2-2. Here's the pitch from Kroll. Swing and a miss from Moran. Filthy put away stuff from Caden Kroll. And we will head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Notre Dame 3, Stanford 1 after this from Caden Kroll. So far and allowed 3 earned runs, 2 of which came in the last frame, courtesy of Mark Quattroni's center field home run.
Yeah, well, walks have been a big issue for Stanford in this series. Mentioned it before, but they were averaging 7.5 per game in the first 2 games. So far, only 1 given up from Dugan. Coach Esker be pleased with his performance thus far. It would be nice for him to go another inning or 2 here. He's certainly got the ability to do so. If you look at his stats throughout the season, one of the most reliable arms on this team, and he's also able to pitch for a while, which you really can't say about a lot of the guys in their bullpen.
Well, not just this season, Chris. He's a guy that's been with Stanford for a long time. This is now inning number 222 in his career. He's won 2 Pac-12 championships with Stanford. He's been a guy that the team has gone to for a number of years now in a whole host of different positions. As Andrew Graham grounds one foul. I think touched on him earlier, Chris, but really can't say enough about the job Andrew Graham has done this weekend. Hadn't played a ton this season. The Division II transfer has come in, made his first start in the field yesterday, second of the season today, and he's made a real impact for Notre Dame.
Yeah, and Division II transfer, we haven't even mentioned where he started. I mean, this is a guy who started at Yakima Valley College, at JUCO, and he is just descended to new heights. Strikes out now, but
strikes out looking here. It's a really good pitch from Nick Dugan. That doesn't at all take away from what he's accomplished in not only getting to Notre Dame, but doing what he's done at Notre Dame and really this weekend. As Barth taps one foul. Barth 0 for 1 today, swinging strikeout back in the second. And he waits on the 0-1. And chops one foul down the third base line.
Yeah, I look at guys who needed to have a really solid series heading into the very final games in the ACC. And Mason Barth was someone who stood out. As a freshman, he's in a big role for Notre Dame. The previous 10 games before the series, only notched a hit in 3 of those. Wasn't really finding much success at the plate. And obviously he's fixed all of that here against Stanford.
And playing a different position here these last 2 games. They've slid him over to third in the absence of Parker Brustevich. Noah Coy, the everyday shortstop, out of the lineup as well this weekend series. As Barth pops one up on the infield, Lavin goes back in foul territory and makes the catch. 2 gone now in the fourth.
To your point about Brustevich, I feel like we haven't even mentioned that too. I mean, Notre Dame, not at full strength per se on paper, but it seems as if everybody's just stepping into their role real effectively, especially yesterday in that comeback win.
Yeah, effective next man up mentality for the Irish. Here's the guy that's come in for Coy in the last couple games, Jamie Z. Getting the start at shortstop today. He was hitting the hand earlier with a pitch. Shook it off and then struck out later in that at-bat. He's behind here 0-1. No balls and a strike. And Z takes inside 1-1. On the outside corner, called second strike. One-two coming to Z with 2 outs. And misses low, ball 2. Dugan trying to get through 4 innings here in South Bend. 2-run game between Notre Dame and Stanford. 2-2 pitch. Chop towards third. Moran is there. Fires onto first. The throw's high. And Z is out. Sasaki climbed the ladder to go up and get it. Stanford will bat in the 5th inning after this. It was the 8th inning that was the decider. Notre Dame put up 5 to take a 4-run lead after going into the inning down 6 runs to 5.
Yeah, I think this entire series has been unpredictable, and there's no better example of that than the 8th inning yesterday, especially this moment right here as Bino Waters scores thanks to Quattrani. And there is the recap. 10-7, the Irish win. Quattrani 4 for 5 at the plate, 4 RBIs, and some really nice plays behind the dish as well.
What about 7 runs in the 7th and 8th innings, Chris? That's getting it done when it counts.
And they come alive late. A bit different today. A nice early start for Notre Dame. And really good job in the 4th from the man right here, Crowell. Totally simmered down the momentum that Stanford was building.
Kroll's second pitch in there for a called strike. Count even at 1-1 now. Here's Luke Lavin, the catcher, and he lines one the other way for a base hit. Leadoff single here in the top of the fifth. And with the top of the order looming, it'll be Brock Sell first. Good piece of opposite field hitting there from Luke Lavin, Chris.
Yeah, Lavin 2 for 4 yesterday. He's one of the many guys on this Cardinal team who is finding his groove at the back quarter of the year.
Big swing and a miss on a nasty slider from Kroll. It's 0-1. Misses away with the slider. If there are questions around Caden Kroll's ability as a pitcher, it does not have to do with his stuff. Only question mark for him might be the control, whether or not he can keep it in the zone to really utilize that stuff to its fullest potential. As this one's also lined into left field for a base hit. Back-to-back opposite field singles for Stanford. And the table now set for Rintaro Sasaki. This will be his third at-bat of the day. He's 0 for 2 so far. In a tricky lefty-lefty matchup here. But he's got 2 runners on base for him.
Continued success, too, from Stanford in the bottom of the order. And it has been something they have thrived at, especially yesterday. This continues here on Sunday.
First pitch from Kroll to Sasaki. In there for a called strike, although it gets away from Quattrani. Neither of the runners will advance.
I think Brock Sell wanted to test his luck, but it was Lavin who was posted up at second. He wasn't going to move.
Yeah, Lavin on second base. Thought twice about going to third. Sasaki waits on the 0-1 and went around with the check swing, strike 2. So 0-2 now to Rintaro Sasaki. Nobody out, 2 on in the top of the fifth. The 0-2 pitch. This is away, ball 1. Balls and 2 strikes. Sasaki waits. And fouls it off. Ball and 2 strikes again to Sasaki. And Kroll spins, fires back to second base. Lavin back in plenty of time. Not a ton of speed from Luke Lavin at second. But solid enough from Brock Sell at first. Sell's been used a lot this season as a pinch runner. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Sasaki. And Kroll misses inside, ball 2. Stanford sensing this might be a chance to get back into this game. Notre Dame opened up a 3-run advantage. And Stanford cut into that lead in the last inning. Trying to do the same here. As Lavin disrupts Kroll with a hop off second base. Two balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. And Sasaki pops it up foul and into the bleachers.
Chase is on, too, right in front of us, Jack. Getting a kick out of this, all the young fans at Frank Keck Stadium.
Holy cow, I think about 20 children just stood up and tried to grab that foul ball. It's okay, guys. There'll be more. 2-2. And Sasaki goes the other way. Fair ball. This will score Lavin. Sell headed for third. He's getting the wave. He will score easily. Sasaki ties the game with an opposite field 2-run double. What an outstanding at-bat from Rintaro Sasaki. This game is tied.
Yeah, great at-bat to just stay in there. And then you can't place the ball. Much better than this from Sasaki. That is why he is so highly touted. One of the best players on the Stanford team and in the conference. One of the best hitters. And for Stanford, a team that has struggled to produce much offense from the 5th inning on. They've kind of been early starters here in this series. Able in this game alone to score 2 runs.
And now a bunt from Court McDonald. Kroll fires to first. Passo grabs it and makes an athletic play for the first down of the inning. Wow, he trapped that one up against his chest, Chris.
Yeah, that's some communication now between Kroll and Passo there at first. He's a tough Jersey kid, that's what they say. Now, for Stanford, just to finish my thought as well. In the first 2 games, Jack, from the 5th inning on, only 2 runs for the Cardinal. Today, well, they got 2 runs right here at the top of the 5th. They keep playing like this, more on the way.
Infield in for Notre Dame with Sasaki on third and 1 out. This is the designated hitter, Teddy Tokine. 0 for his last 6. Not going to be able to keep him down long, though. 342 hitter on the year. Here's the pitch from Kroll. This is high, ball 1.
You feel like Tokime's due, just the season he's had. It's the ebbs and flow, especially for a freshman in the ACC.
1 ball and a strike. And Tokine drills one center field. Logan going back. It is gone. Stanford pouring it on in the 5th. It's now 4 runs, and they lead it 5-3. And we just said, Chris, you weren't going to be able to keep him down for long. And he responds right away with a line drive home run to dead center field.
Yeah, right on cue. Teddy Tokine, who is one of the best freshmen in the country. Statistically, the numbers prove it. That one right there in the trees. 12th home run of the year for him.
Ball and no strikes now to Eric Gion. As Stanford has gone from trailing by 2 to leading by 2. Second pitch of the at-bat from Kroll in there for a called strike.
You know, it's like deja vu right now. 5-3 in the 5th. I think we saw this exact scoreline yesterday.
Although big difference in how he got there is now Gion goes the other way. Lee under it and makes the catch, 2 out.
Yeah, major difference. I mean, the weather also playing a much different factor today. It's to win this time, much more hitter-friendly, of course. We've seen 2 home runs now. Haven't seen the errors in the field, only once in center. That was on the Stanford side of things.
First pitch bounced towards third. Nice job by Barth to glove it backhanded. And that's the inning. Stanford gets 4. after a big double from Sasaki and a long home run from Teddy Tokine. Notre Dame bats next on the ACC Network Extra. Left-hander, exactly a 6.0 ERA this year.
Yeah, Kettleson was a real highly touted recruit. I feel like we say it so often with both teams here today, but it's ranked 165th, top-ranked draft prospect in 2025. Opted to play college ball, 6'4", real tall, imposing frame, California kid. He's had himself a nice year coming in from the bullpen for this Stanford team.
He'll face the right-hander Brandon Logan, and then Drew Berkland and Bino Waters as Notre Dame turns over the lineup card. Irish suddenly playing from behind after playing with a lead for much of today, as you see the numbers here for Kettleson. Only question mark for him is whether or not he can keep the ball in the zone. That strikeout to walk ratio, 29-23 this year. Brandon Logan 0 for 1 today with a swinging strikeout back in the second inning. And he'll look to start a rally for Notre Dame, who again, Chris, are in sudden need of one.
And you got to give a lot of credit to Nick Dugan, the starting pitcher today for Stanford. Really strong in the fourth inning, kind of just able to navigate these tough moments with relative ease. And his offense did the work to help him out.
So Logan steps into the box. It was a solid outing for Dugan, who went 4 innings and allowed 3 runs, and let his team play with a lead as we enter the bottom of the 5th. Logan went around on the bunt attempt. No balls and a strike. Logan chops one to the left side. Going to be a tough play. Jump throw, not in time. Logan beat it out. Great speed from him. Charlie Bates nearly made a highlight play there, going Derek Jeter style with the jump throw.
You know, I was thinking the exact same, actually. I could just imagine number 2 doing that in the pinstripes.
I know you're a Northeast guy, Chris, so I think for both of us, that image is just burned into our brains.
Really ingrained.
But Notre Dame has the leadoff man and Logan on. And Berkland takes a first pitch strike. Logan 5 for 5 on stolen bases this year. He's a great athlete with good speed, also a defensive back on the Notre Dame football team. Berkland takes a bouncing pitch. Logan, great read. And in there, sliding to second base. When you compare Logan's speed with decision-making like that, that's when you know you're a special base runner, Chris.
Yeah, exactly. I was just about to say, can you tell he's a safety? Can you tell he tracks down balls, in the fall all the time for Marcus Freeman's team?
1 ball and a strike to Drew Berkland. And he takes inside. Logan holds back that time.
Logan, the biggest issue this year has just been getting him on base, right? But once he is, most dangerous player on this Irish team.
Notre Dame's been solid today as a team with runners on base. 3 for 9 so far. Berkland hits one high in the air to center field. Wind pushing it over into the gap. McDonald is there. Logan looking to tag, and he does. Throw's cut off by Bates, and no throw to third base. Logan gets there uncontested, and the Irish have a runner on third with 1 out.
Yeah, so that means Bino Waters will come to play, and on deck, Mark Quattroni, who homered earlier in this one. Not the guys you want to see if you're Stanford.
First, it'll be Bino Waters. Sophomore still hitless in the series. Looking to make his mark against Stanford. And he takes the first pitch ball. One ball And no strikes to Bino Waters. And he swings and misses. Good breaking pitch there. Count even at 1-1. And again, Chris, we talked about this for Stanford, but if you're Notre Dame, situational hitting key here. And Waters goes the other way with a line drive, back on the track at the wall. It's off the wall. Logan will score. The ball towards all the way into shallow left field. Waters trying for third, and he's going to get there. RBI triple for Bino Waters, who's shaken up on the play. And actually, we've got a couple players shaken up.
Yeah.
The left fielder, Jimmy Nadai, crashed into the wall. And Waters had an awkward slide into third.
I believe as Waters was sliding, I'll have to see it again. It looked like maybe the ball even hit him, and that's exactly what happened right there.
Boy, did it hit him in the foot?
Yeah, and then meanwhile, Nadai, when he was going to the wall out and left, it just absolutely crashed. Hope he's okay. I mean, that is, you never want to see anything like this.
Yeah, Nadai took an awkward step right before he hit the wall. And we've got trainers out here for both teams. Here's what happened to Nadai. See, he just takes that awkward step before he hits the wall.
It's exactly what it is. It's a step as he's coming down. And then here is Waters, who gets hit from the throw. Looks like the ankle. You got a lot of bone right there in your foot.
Yeah, that doesn't feel good, getting hit in the ankle like that.
Waters is up and seems to be moving around a bit less gingerly than he was just about a minute ago.
Tell you what, Waters was moving around the bases there.
And a big moment from him, too. It's been a tough series for Bino Waters at the plate. That's his first hit of the series. And had a perfect time, too, for this Irish team. They really needed to respond after Stanford put up 4 in the top of the inning. Bino Waters delivered.
Good sight to see here with Nadai up and moving around. Notre Dame trainer now also on the way out to left field. So the game 5-4 now after the RBI triple from Waters. And still sorting things out in left field with Jimmy Nadai. Certainly hope he's okay, as he's a guy that's had a very good series for Stanford. Testing the leg a little here, jogging up and down the track.
Yeah, well, you can see the subtle thumbs up from Nadai. I think the main area of concern, too, is it's as he's coming down, right? You know, contact is one thing, but contact plus non-contact in the same moment, it's always dangerous.
Yeah, just an awkward play out there in left field. And a long conversation here. Looks like Nadai is going to stay in the game in left field. David Esker and a Stanford trainer will walk back to the Stanford dugout, and in a one-run game with a runner on third and one out, it'll be Mark Quattrani for Notre Dame, who earlier in the game hit a ball very, very far, Chris.
Yeah, we've estimated 450, and Mark Quattrani, if we had to award anybody the MVP of the series thus far, not over yet, but Mark Quattrani making a case for himself.
He gets my vote, Chris.
He gets my vote as well. I think yeah, no doubt about it.
Wish we had the tape measure out on the home run so we could really see how far he hit it. But we'll get started here again. Nadai's okay in left field. Waters is okay at third. And after a bit of a break, it'll be Brock Kettleson facing Mark Quattrani in a one-run game with a runner on third. And an intentional walk to Quattrani. Stanford wants no part of anything that went on in the 4th inning.
Well, Krishrani's walk-up song is Invincible. He's feeling invincible right now as he gets to first.
So
they want no part of it.
They're going to walk him to set up an at-bat for Dylan Passo with runners on first and third. And interestingly, Stanford's going to go into the shift. So trickier to turn a double play now as Passo pulls one to the bag. Sasaki to first for one, now throws home the tag in time. What do I know about turning double plays? Stanford gets one on the first pitch. And they keep a 1-run lead after some fancy fielding from Sasaki and a great tag from Luke Lavin at home. Stanford 5, Notre Dame 4 after a clutch double play. A lot of damage in the top of the 5th, Chris.
Yeah, that's exactly what Stanford needed after an up and down first few innings. I would really like to just continue to expand upon that as well here in the 6th.
Now immediately another single to the opposite field. It's the 4th opposite field hit Caden Kroll has given up. And Stanford once again has the leadoff batter on with a single.
That's Charlie Bates, somebody we've highlighted time and time again today for his superb play this series. As a sophomore, he plays well beyond his years.
Now another hard hit ball the other way. Barth to second for one. The throw on to first is not in time. Gets away from Passo, but Moran will stay at first. First pitch, fielder's choice out for J.J. Moran. And he's on first with one out.
Now here's another look at it. Able to connect to second, and Passo, well done by him just to recover that ball quickly. I don't think Moran ever thought about going to second.
No, he did not. Mason Barth has been busy at third, Chris.
Yeah, very busy, and after taking a look at it there, I don't even know if Moran knew he could get to second. Right through first he ran.
First pitch slider in there for a called strike. Here's the catcher, Luke Lavin. Singled back in the 5th. He's behind 0-1 here. Takes this slider, high and in.
And to your point about Barth, though, he's made a couple of just really impressive throws today across the diamond. He's got some zip.
I think the biggest compliment you can give an infielder is that they make it look pretty routine. And that's what Barth has done today a number of times. And now another opposite field hit for Stanford. Moran's trying to go first to third. He'll get there easily. Runners on the corners now for one out for the Cardinal.
Well, the snowball effect is funny because if Moran gets to second on the Passo error, he might have been able to sneak home. He's got some wheels. So he flies to third, and as you say, runners on the corner. Stanford did a good job at capitalizing in the 5th, making the most of their opportunities. We'll see if that trend continues.
5 lefties in the lineup for Stanford today, and very clearly the approach, at least when facing Caden Kroll, is to go the other way. As the first pitch from Kroll inside. This is the 9-hitter Brock Sell. 1 for 2 today, also a single back in the 5th. And Sell, jam shot up the third base line, and it sneaks by Barth. Stanford adds another at 6-4.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if that was a misstep there by Barth, or if it was just an awkward bounce here. As this one
wicked
is
spin on it. Look at this.
Yeah, that's the ball. Nothing Barth could do about it.
Yeah, nothing Barth can do. We just said Barth has made a number of very good plays in this game and even in this inning, but no one getting to that ball with that hop. Here's Sasaki now with 2 on, and Stanford a 2-run lead. Sasaki takes ball 2. Sasaki went the other way for a 2-run double in the 5th. That tied the game for Stanford before Teddy Tokheim hit a 2-run homer to take the lead. 2 on again for Sasaki. And 2 balls and 1 strike after the slider catches the inside corner. Wind gusts right now in South Bend. Kroll look back to second, now comes home. Sasaki swings and misses, strike 2. Great pitch from Kroll. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 on to Sasaki. And Sasaki back up the middle. It's by Kroll off the mound. Z to second for 1 and to first for 2. Unassisted double play from Jamie Z. The Irish get out of the inning, allowing only 1 run. Excellent defensive play from the freshman shortstop. He keeps the Stanford lead at 2. Sixth inning here in South Bend. Stanford 6, Notre Dame 4. Jace Lee to the plate for the Irish. And he takes the first pitch of the inning outside for ball 1. Both of these teams trying to add to their resumes here late in the ACC calendar. Stanford had been big movers lately, winners of 6 straight, including a sweep of then number 8 in the country, Florida State. Well, Notre Dame had been moving the opposite direction, but that script has been flipped this weekend. Notre Dame won Friday and yesterday. A win today would mean their second ACC Series sweep of the year, and their first ACC Series win since March. As Lee drills one to left field, forget it. Bring out the tape measure for that one. Long home run for Jace Lee. 6-5. Fourth pitch of the inning, Jace Lee goes upstairs 415 feet, Chris.
Yeah, the expressions say it all. That is an absolute no-doubter. You knew at the moment it left the bat. Jace Lee. Holy cow.
And now the first pitch from Andrew Graham, also hit to left. Does he have another? He does! Back-to-back pitches, back-to-back home runs, and we are tied at 6. Everybody joining the party in South Bend.
Well, Frank X Stadium is absolutely rocking right now. The crowd is on their feet. And Andrew Graham, a guy we've talked about a whole lot. A D2 All-American, a former JUCO player. Turned star now for this Notre Dame team in this series.
And now Mason Barth takes a ball to at least steady the ship momentarily in South Bend. On back-to-back pitches, Jace Lee and Andrew Graham both go deep to left field. Barth takes high, ball 2. That's how you tie the game in style, Chris.
Oh my goodness, you really can't do it much better than that. And now for Brock Kettleson on the mound. Just have to get back in control. Have a short memory in a moment like this, because it can really affect you as a pitcher. Standing there on the bump, it gets lonely sometimes.
It certainly does, and this is one of those times. You saw those flags there out there in left field. This wind is ripping out towards center field right now.
I was just about to say, the flags might rip themselves. See the movement there.
And that is not a pitcher-friendly wind. As Barth takes low, ball 3.
We were asking ourselves, when are we really going to see the long balls from both of these teams? Besides Mason Barth on the first 2 games, didn't see much from either side, and now we found our answer.
Kettleson's hat just got blown off his head, if you need any more indication of how windy it is.
Overcast skies, too. It looks like a storm, perhaps, incoming.
And Barth takes inside, ball 4. So 2 runs already in the inning, and now nobody out and a runner on first. It'll be Jamie Z, the freshman.
Well, there is movement in the Stanford bullpen, and you got to think a change is coming soon after 2 home runs allowed in a row, and then, yeah, bat right there. It's Cassius Thomas, who is getting warm. He appeared yesterday for Stanford.
And now a meeting on the mound, and I think we might see a pitching change here. Kettleson's day will be done after allowing back-to-back home runs to Jace Lee and Andrew Graham in the 6th inning. The game tied at 6, and after this pitching change, we will return on the ACC Network Extra. Duke transfer. He saw some time on Friday and gave up a hit and a run in 2/3 an inning of work.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what Cassius Thomas does. Wasn't his finest outing, but listen, he's a guy who's got tons of experience, and you see the ERA right there. I mean, a 2.42. It has totally dropped this year. He's been much improved. He goes up against the Notre Dame team that is red hot at the plate right now, Jack.
Back-to-back home runs began this inning. And then a walk issued by Kettleson to Mason Barth means there's 1 on and nobody out for Jamie Z. Z swings and misses at the first pitch.
Yeah, I said it a bit earlier, but I mean, this series and this game even today has just been so unpredictable.
Well, that's the nature of the sport, and I think you're absolutely seeing that showcased in how this series is played out as Z bounces 1 foul. Z 0 for 2 today, a strikeout in the 2nd, and then a ground out to 3rd in the 4th. First, we saw 1 home run between these teams in the first 2 games of the series, and we've seen 4 today. 0-2 to Z. He fouls it back and stays alive.
Yeah, well, Mother Nature has certainly had her impact on this game and this series too. I mean, the sun, the first 2 games in the outfield, but today it's been the wind. It has just totally changed the dynamic of everything.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Barth on first, Jamie Z at the plate. And he takes outside, ball 2.
What about Jamie Z in the top of the inning? Nice play defensively. Kick-started that double out.
2-2. In there for a called third strike. First down of the inning. Courtesy of a looking strikeout delivered by Cassius Thomas. And Z is not happy with the call. And he's got a case. Certainly borderline. He had some words for home plate umpire Connor Hoagland. Here's Brandon Logan, the center fielder. Takes outside, ball 1. Logan, a .333 hitter this season with runners on base. He's got Nathan Barth on first right now. Takes high and away, ball 2. Mason Barth, 5 for 5 on stolen bases this year. Two balls and no strikes to Logan. And he checks, swings one foul. 2-1. In for a called strike to Logan, 2-2. Cassius Thomas looking for his second consecutive out and as many batters. 2-2. Outside to Logan, ball 3. Drew Berkland, the Notre Dame leadoff hitter, would be next. 1 out, 1 on, and a full count to Brandon Logan. Runner goes, and no throw from Lavin. It's ball 4. 2 on now for Drew Berkland. And Chris, the Irish have already gotten 2 this inning, but you have to feel like this is an opportunity for more.
Yeah, it is. Just the resiliency of this Irish team, excuse me there. But the top of the 5th, Stanford, 4 runs. That feels like forever ago now. You know, when they had all the momentum in the world. Notre Dame has done such a great job at just staying the course, staying in this game. And this inning, fought their way back to a tie ball game.
2 runners on and 1 out now for Drew Berkland. 6-6 ball game in the 6th. And Berkland takes outside, ball 1. One-0 pitch coming. High and away, ball 2. Notre Dame has seen Thomas well for the most part. They got to him on Friday for a run. Now trying to do the same today. 2-0 to Berkland. And he fouls it back, 2-1. Drew Berkland waits on the pitch from Cassius Thomas. And takes outside, ball 3. Berkland waits. And fouls this one off. We'll do a 3-2 pitch. Long at bat here between Berkland and Thomas. Big full count pitch coming. 2, 2 on, 1 out. Outside, ball 4. And now the bases loaded for Bino Waters.
Oh, patience from Drew Berkland, name of the game there as he gets on first. And Bino Waters, who has been cold, at least through the first 2 games. A huge triple this last inning. Talk about the home runs, but how about that triple? That really ignited just the power in this Notre Dame offense.
Well, that cut the Stanford lead to 5-4. Cardinal added another to make it 6-4. And then the Irish tied it back up at 6-6. Waters' first pitch up the middle, base hit. Barth scores. Here comes Logan from second. He will score. And Notre Dame takes an 8-6 lead. Bino Waters comes through.
One pitch, that's all Bino Waters needs. And his great day at the office gets just a little bit better. Notre Dame takes advantage of the bases loaded. And something Coach Stifler has wanted to see out of his team. And he also talked, hey, we got tons of great talent on this squad, but everybody needs to really come together. You know, play great baseball at the same moment. It feels like on a day where Bino is great. You know, you look to Mark Quattrani or Passo, or next in the order here, you know, just aren't up to par. But everybody has done their part and then some today.
And you want to talk about doing your part. Mark Quattrani, big home run in the 3rd. Gave Notre Dame a 3-run lead. And then was intentionally walked in the 5th. 2 base runners out there for him now, and he's into left field for a base hit. The Notre Dame lead now 9-6. Berkland scores easily from 3rd. And Mark Quattrani adds another RBI to his now very impressive weekend total.
Yeah, Mark Quattrani, 4 for 5 yesterday. Today he is now 2 for 3. It's not just the power with Quattrani, it's the precision as well as he thinks this one right into shallow left. Drew Berkland, less than a minute after getting on first, able to go all the way home.
And that's going to be it for Cassius Thomas. Stanford still searching here in the 6th. And how we got here with Notre Dame holding a 3-run lead in the bottom of the 6th. It's a big inning for Notre Dame that's still in progress. They've already scored 5 in the inning. Bino Waters, a big hit. Mark Quattrani, couple big hits. Jace Lee and Andrew Graham, back-to-back home runs earlier in the inning. And on the mound for Stanford, Mike Erzpalmer now. His first pitch, Mitch's for a ball. Dylan Passo, the first baseman, up at bat. Here's the stats for Erzpalmer. Pitched on Friday against the Irish and allowed 2 runs.
Yeah, it's a big spot for the freshman to be in, and I feel like we've said that about, you know, every pitcher that steps into this game. Both offenses have been hot in this series. They're actually tied on hits as well. Both have 29 apiece.
Well, here's Passo, the first baseman. Unassisted double play in the 5th. And a walk back in the 2nd. Still 2 runners on and only 1 out. And if you want to know anything about the win today, Chris, take a look at where the outfielders are playing. Each of them are on the warning track here at Frank Eck Stadium.
Yeah, well, there's a beautiful shot of it, and makes sense. We have seen just how far the ball is traveling today.
2 balls and a strike to Passo. And he takes low, ball 3. Still 2 on and 1 out for Passo, who's ahead 3 balls and a strike. The 3-1 pitch. Popped in the air, Left side of the infield, Moran is there, 2 out. So Passo fouls out and gives way to Jace Lee. The Irish have batted around in the 6th. Lee started this inning off with a home run.
Talked a whole lot about it yesterday as well. Jace Lee's improvement from his freshman to sophomore year, it's been incredible.
And now the throw back to second, into center field, Waters to third, Quattrani to second. And it has gone from bad to worse for Stanford in the inning. Nightmarish half frame for the Cardinals.
Yeah, as you said, bad to worse. It's self-inflicted errors. I mean, even yesterday, Stanford was really sloppy at times defensively, and no, their offense has been fine, right? You put up 4 runs in the 5th, 6 runs so far. Defense just has not been doing the part.
A ball's and a strike to Jace Lee. He's already got a double and a home run today. Takes outside, ball 1. Lee trying to add to what has already been a game-changing 6th inning for Notre Dame. They've played it 5. 1-1. And Lee takes low, ball 2. To Lee. And he hits another one to left field. Watch it fly, Jace Lee. 2 in the inning. And Notre Dame leads it 12-6. Tip the cap, Jace. What an inning for number 1. You can't make this up, Chris.
You really can't. A well-deserved standing ovation from the Notre Dame faithful here in South Bend for Jace Lee. The emotion says it all as he runs 360, all smiles in the Notre Dame dugout. And all of a sudden, after being down 5-3, the Irish have flipped this game on its head. What a run they've been on.
It's now 8 runs in the inning for Notre Dame, 4 of them courtesy of Jace Lee after 2 home runs. Now it's Andrew Graham, 1 ball and a strike. Earlier in the inning, he hit his first home run in an Irish uniform.
Imagine Graham gets a home run here. A reaction to that?
That would be fairly unbelievable. And now looks like maybe an issue with the pitch comm. Not sure what the appeal there was from the Stanford dugout, but Graham readies for pitch number 3 of the at-bat. There's Palmer, comes home. And Graham lines one the other way into right field. Coming in his cell, and he makes the catch. 8 runs in the 6th inning for Notre Dame, and maybe one of the best innings in program history from this guy. 2 homers, 4 RBIs in the inning. Notre Dame leads it 12-6. We're back with more after this. South Bend, Notre Dame leads it 12-6 after posting 8 runs in the 6th inning. 4 of them thanks to that guy, Jace Lee, who had 2 home runs in the inning. Started it off with a solo shot and then had a 3-run home run with 2 outs to bring the house down in South Bend.
if you watched any other major sporting events yesterday, you might understand this. It's safe to say Jace Lee set the golden tempo for Notre Dame there in the sixth.
Chris, you're a funny guy.
You know what? I'll work on it. I'll go back. Watch some film. But Jace Lee, I mean, truly, what an inning for him. And I did note just his improvement as a freshman. He was about 208 last year, and now probably well over 300.
And oh boy, how about this? Another no-doubt tape measure home run. Court McDonald's got something to say about Jace Lee in the last inning. And Stanford now cuts it to a 5-run lead.
Well, that's one way to respond. McDonald.
That ball's hit a long way, Chris.
Yeah, this wind is just so friendly for the hitters. We just cannot emphasize it enough. And it is pushing.
Now a long foul ball down the first base line. This is Teddy Tokai in the DH. He's already homered in the game. Back in the 5th inning. And although that was just 2 innings ago, it feels longer than that.
Yeah, it really does. And in that inning, you can't forget, Stanford put up 4 runs. And they had themselves a huge inning. And all of that work has been outdone by the Irish.
So after the McDonald home run, it's a 5-run game. And Tokheim takes outside, ball 1. And if you're Stanford here, Chris, you got to try and string together as many good at-bats as you can. Try and work yourself back into this game. And Tokheim, has Stanford gone back-to-back? I think they have. Unbelievable stuff. Second of the day for Tokheim. 443 feet. And everybody is hitting home runs today.
Yeah, well, that one was hit with some extra power behind it. 107 off the bat here for Tokheim, his second of the day. Just when I thought I had seen it all today. I mean, this game, I said it before the home runs, it's unpredictable. Now, I don't even know what to call it.
These teams are teeing off right now. Gian, first pitch foul ball. Caden Kroll has now given up 7 earned runs in 2 2/3. And still not much movement in that Notre Dame bullpen.
Well, finally, there is one pitcher who's...
Gian skies one into right field. Jace Lee coming over and makes the catch. 1 out.
Yeah, it looks like we do actually have some movement in the bullpen now for Notre Dame. Can't decipher exactly who there. There is a better look.
That's Will Geisel in the bullpen. We saw some brief action yesterday, but was pulled from the game quickly in the 9th inning in favor of Noah Rooney, who ended up getting the save. Jimmy Nadai goes around here. So 1 out now in the top of the 7th for Stanford. They've already gotten 2 back from Notre Dame, who led 12-6 after the 6th inning. And Nadai takes low. Ball and a strike to Nadai. He goes into the gap in right field. That's down for a base hit. Logan comes over and holds Nadai to a single. But Stanford is in business here in the 7th. Once again, they've already scored 2, and now they have a runner on with just 1 out. And they'll put a pinch hitter in for Nadai.
Yeah, you really can't ask for more. Stanford who were up for the large majority of this game, all of a sudden making it close once again. Still plenty of baseball left to play.
Pinch runner for Stanford will be Tatum Marsh, the sophomore from San Jose. And now a mound visit for Notre Dame. Will Geisel one of the arms up in the Irish bullpen. The other is Eli Thurman. If this is the end of the day for Caden Kroll, the final line, 3 innings pitched, 10 hits, 7 runs, 1 strikeout. See what happens here at the end of the visit. They will let Kroll keep going. So with 1 out in the top of the 7th, it'll be Charlie Bates to face Caden Kroll. Stanford looking to fight their way back. Once down as many as 6, they're down 4. Here's Charlie Bates, and he takes outside, it gets away from Quattrani, and the pinch runner Tatum Marsh takes second on the first pitch he sees. Now a runner in scoring position for Stanford.
Now, well,
see what happened here.
Imperative, and I mean, in a moment like this, the Irish just need to take a breath. It's not like them to commit those self-inflicted errors. They've been pretty sharp defensively throughout the series, albeit from the few moments where the sun played a factor.
Two balls and no strikes to Charlie Bates. The pitch from Kroll. Outside, ball 3. Both teams in the game hitting over 400. Stanford 13 for 30, the Irish 11 for 27. The 3-0 pitch to Bates. Outside, ball 4. And Stanford has 2 runners on now and only 1 out. The batter will be the third baseman, J.J. Moran.
We thought this series was going to be high scoring heading into Friday. It was a 6-2 game on Friday, and then yesterday 10-7, a bit more like what we had expected, and now 12-8. Both teams just playing so much success at the plate.
And now another mound visit for the Irish. It looks like this might be the end of the day for Caden Kroll. And it indeed will be. The right-hander, Nate Thurman, will come into the game when we come back. Caden Kroll exits, but Stanford gets 2 back, thanks to back-to-back home runs. Here in the top of the 7th, Stanford still rolling, trying to fight their way back into the game. Runners on first and second, and 1 out. J.J. Moran, the batter. Takes inside, ball 1. Thurman's pitched to a 6.35 ERA this year. 22 2/3 innings pitched for him. And not much of a strikeout guy. He's more of a contact pitcher. Hoping for maybe a double play here. Moran bounces one down the first base line. Thurman to first in time, 2 out. So right on cue, Thurman gets a ground ball, but Stanford advances both runners. They'll have the table set for Luke Lavin.
Yeah, Thurman inherited a real tough situation, a tricky situation, but that was the ideal start for him. Real interesting story, back-to-back D2 national champion at Florida. Now here for his grad year with the Irish.
Luke Lavin, the catcher, in a big spot for Stanford. He swings and misses at the first pitch from Thurman. Stanford again once down as many as 6 runs, trying to fight their way back into the game. Back-to-back home runs made the deficit 4. 2 runners in scoring position for Lavin, who bounces one foul down the first base line. Oh, 2. Outside, ball 1. Ball and 2 strikes to the catcher, Luke Lavin. Thurman comes home, and Lavin fouls another one off. 1-2 again. Big spot for the junior catcher. Ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. And Lavin swings and misses. Big pitch from Eli Thurman. And we will head to the bottom of the 7th. Notre Dame 12, Stanford 8. We've gotten 8 more today, Chris.
Yeah, we were talking for a while about Mason Barth being the only guy to hit the long ball. And before the game, we were asking who's going to be the guy on both teams, to really move the needle in that department. It seems like everybody has been stepping up today. And sure, the wind has played a factor, but these hitters are seeing the ball real well, and the results are there. Look at that, 12-8 game.
And a new pitcher as well on the mound for Stanford. It's Ben Reimers. He also saw action in that game Friday. Pitched pretty well in limited action. And he'll look to keep the Notre Dame lead at 4.
Yeah, Ben Reimers goes for about, an inning and a half. Typically, we'll see what type of production they can get from Reimers today on the bump. They'd like to really maximize his stay here.
Well, here is Mason Barth. 0 for 2 today with a walk in the 6th. Was one of 10 Irish hitters to bat in the inning. And he takes the first pitch from Reimers inside.
So with the new pitcher Reimers, it's only fair to mention Eli Thurman, on the top of the 7th there. What a way to get out of the inning, coming into a real tough spot. Keep this lead at 4 for Notre Dame.
Second pitch well inside to Barth. It's 2-0. You can't overstate, Chris, how big a couple of outs that was from Thurman. If Stanford gets 1 run there, or even gets 2, this is a much different game than it is now. And even considering that, a 4-run lead in this game is far from a non-overcomable margin. As Reimers misses inside, they actually hit Barth. And the third baseman will have first base.
Second walk taken of the day for Mason Barth. Back-to-back innings, he's been able to get on to first.
And now Z goes the other way for a base hit. Barth trying to go first to third. He will standing. And the Irish have runners on the corners with nobody out in the 7th. First hit of the day for Jamie Z. He was 0 for 3 prior to that knock.
He's been excellent defensively, so a well-deserved hit there from Z. Brings forth Brandon Logan, the freshman, dual sport athlete. as we have mentioned, once more placed in a big situation with runners on the corner, no outs.
Logan 1 for 2 with a walk today. Z on first, Barth on third. And Logan takes inside, ball 1. Logan waiting on the 1-0. Now a spin and throw back to first for Reimers. 1-0 pitch to Brandon Logan. And he hits one to second base, could be two. The flip to second for one. The throw to first will not be made. Notre Dame scores another run. It's 13-8 on the RBI fielder's choice from Brandon Logan.
Yeah, Eric Gia just took a second too long there at second to convert the double play, but Stanford will be happy with the out nevertheless.
Yeah, Logan, a tricky guy to double up with his speed. Now Drew Berkland, 1 for 2 today with a hit by pitch in the first and a walk in the sixth as well. And he takes a first pitch strike from Reimers. No balls and a strike to Berkland. And he takes inside, 1-1. One man on for Drew Berkland. And he takes well outside for ball 2. Two balls and a strike. And Berkland takes on the outside corner. 2-2 to Drew Berkland. 1 out and 1 on for the leadoff man. Logan runs. Berkland takes, and Logan is safe. Three balls and 2 strikes now to Drew Berkland after the take on the 2-2 count. And now a full count with Brandon Logan on second.
Now 2 games played for Brandon Logan this series, 3 stolen bases.
That's his game. Berkland the other way for a base hit. Logan getting the wave at third. Notre Dame will score another. Berkland trying for a hustle double. He's got it. And Notre Dame just pouring it on now. 14-8, the Irish lead.
Yeah, well, the past 2 innings, 10 runs total for the Irish, and it's Brandon Logan who's able to get home. Thought he's been real brilliant today for Notre Dame and much improved from yesterday. Meanwhile, Drew Berkland has had himself another strong series at the plate.
And now another pitching change for Stanford. This is going to be the end of the day for Ben Reimers. And we'll see our 6th pitcher of the day for the Cardinal. Back after this on the ACC Network Extra. Cardinal did pretty well in that outing. And his season ERA now down below 3.5. 23 1/3 innings of work for him on the year. And he comes in with 1 out and a runner on second. He'll face Bino Waters for his first challenge. Waters takes a first pitch slider outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Waters, after a quiet start to the game, tripled in the 5th and singled in the 6th. takes down and away.
Yeah, this has been exactly what Bino Waters needed to get back on track. An uncharacteristic 2 games from him to start the series. And today, he has been on a heater.
Absolutely has. And he is hot, and that continues. Dumps one into center field for a base hit. And stops at first with a single. Notre Dame scores another. It's 15-8. Chris, when everything's going right for you at the plate, you get breaks like this.
Yeah, and it's, you know, another quick at-bat, relatively speaking, from Bino Waters. I'll be happy with the assistance. Enter Mark Quattrani, though, who has also had himself such just a really strong afternoon.
Fouls the first pitch back. Quattrani homered back in the 3rd and had an RBI single in the 6th to go with an intentional walk in the 5th. The average for Quattrani now 372 on the year, 12 homers for him, and 54 RBIs. Takes outside here, ball 1. One on, one out, 1 ball and 1 strike. It's the Notre Dame catcher, Mark Quattrani. And he swings and misses. Boy, that was a home run hack, Chris.
Yeah. I got scared myself up here in the press box. I clenched my face up a little bit.
1-2 now to Quattrani. And he takes down low, ball 2. Three RBIs on the day already for Quattrani. Again, a home run and a single have produced those numbers. 2-2. Waters goes, and he is safe at second. The ball into center field again. The 3rd time that's happened this weekend. Waters goes first to 3rd on the steal and then the error. And now another prime RBI chance for Mark Quattrani.
Yeah, well, 3 times this weekend, as you say there, Jack. I mean, that's just, it comes to a point where you got to just let it happen, you know? I understand you want to get Waters out, but it just has not been working for Stanford.
Quattrani gets jammed, pops it up on the infield. In comes Sasaki, and he makes the catch, 2 out. Dylan Passo will come to the plate now.
19 hits for Notre Dame across the first 2 games of the series. And keep in mind, they scored 6 runs and then 10 runs in those 2 games, 2 wins. Today, 14 hits, 15 runs.
And Chris, anytime you're getting to 30 runs in the series, you're doing something right offensively. And Notre Dame has passed that number with 31 now.
If you're Stanford, you got to be disappointed, you know, defensively. Just because your offense has been able to produce. Coming off of a huge ACC series sweep against Florida State, one of the top teams in the conference, riding all of this momentum. And there's, you know, still time, of course, here, but a lot of questions for Coach Esker and where his team goes from here.
2 balls and no strikes to Dylan Passo. And he takes ball 3. Jace Lee will hit next for Notre Dame. 2 home runs in the game already for him. Both in the same inning. 3-0. And Passo takes ball 4. So the table set for Jace Lee. Runner on first is Dylan Passo. The runner on third is Bino Waters. Jace Lee homered twice in the 6th inning. First it was a solo shot, and then it was a 3-run home run near the end of the inning. And 2 big-time swings for Lee, both of which you're going to see here. Here's the first one. That one was some 415 feet, and then this one was crushed 440, more than that, I should say, out to left field. Throw back to first from Shaw.
Yeah, everybody has got their eyes glued on the batter's box right now. Aaron Frank-Eck.
He also had an RBI double in the 2nd. That goes forgotten when you hit 2 home runs in an inning.
Well, I think we need to change our MVP rankings of this game then. Mark Quattroni or Jace Lee or Andrew Graham even.
And I wonder if this is going to be the end of the day for Andrew Shaw. Stanford not wanting the lefty to face the righty Jace Lee. And it will be. Quentin Marsh will come in after the break. When we come back, Notre Dame 15, Stanford 8. Kind of trouble here in the bottom of the 7th inning. See the numbers for Marsh on the season. He'll face Jace Lee, who, like we mentioned before the break, has already homered twice in the game. He's also got an RBI double back in the 2nd inning. And with 2 runners on, Lee comes to the plate, looking to do even more damage for Notre Dame.
Yeah, well, Marsh, definitely a more favorable matchup for Stanford, but still, it's Jace Lee at the plate. Talk a whole lot about these home runs. The double as well in the 2nd. And here are his season improvements. 208 batting average last year. He's up to a 301. Thanks to his 3 hits today. 28 RBIs as well. He's doubled that tally from his freshman campaign. And you know, he had a big role last year. This is exactly what Sean Stifler wanted to see out of his local sophomore.
1-0 to Lee. Two outs here in the bottom of the 7th. Notre Dame leading Stanford 15-8. Lee swings and misses here. It's 1-1. Good breaking pitch from Quentin Marsh. Ball and a strike to Jace Lee. And he takes low, ball 2. Runs already in the game for Notre Dame. Lee trying to add more. The 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Another breaking ball from Marsh. Nice job by Quentin Marsh here, Chris.
Yeah, really solid start. Still some work left to do.
2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Lee goes down swinging, and the lead still 7. Quentin Marsh comes in relief and gets the strikeout of Jace Lee to keep this game where it's at. Back with more after this. Welcome back to South Bend. There are so many people behind the scenes that help put on this broadcast, and there's McDonald's smiling face. He's down there on our third base camera today. Braving the wind and the cold as here's a first pitch dumped into center field. That's going to go for a double. Roxell will actually keep going around second and try and go to third, and he will get there standing. McDonald is a senior student, like a lot of our workers on the broadcast today, a Notre Dame student here and working his final shift for Fighting Irish Media. Back behind the railing there on top of the third base dugout, and Donald, we thank you for all the hard work over the last 4 years as we see the double here from Broxell. And take a look at this shot. This is why McDonald's so valuable right here. You don't get to see stuff like that without him. There he is. Back behind the camera there at third.
Yeah, just an amazing guy. Always fun working with him. And truly one of the most reliable guys as well here at the University of Notre Dame.
Well, here's another Mr. Reliable, Rintaro Sasaki. 1 for 4 today with an RBI double back in the 5th. He hits one high into shallow center field. Z coming over from his place in the shift and makes the catch in shallow left field. 1 out. So Broxell on third with 1 out now. Stanford still down 7 runs in the top of the 8th. It's still Eli Thurmond on the mound for the Irish. The right-hander comes home, and this is inside. Ball 1. Here's Court McDonald, the center fielder. Has doubled and homered already in the game. Hit a long home run to right field in the 7th inning. He fouls this one back here to count even at 1.
He was the first batter up in the 7th, too, after Notre Dame had back-to-back home runs, and that was just such a picture-perfect response from McDonald.
And now he grounds one in the direction of Passo. Nice play, the flip to Thurmond in time. 2 outs, but Stanford scores a run. Nice play by Passo down there at first base.
Yeah, the freshman showing off the athleticism. Look at this. Nice little dive. Thurmond able to come over to first just in time.
Here's Teddy Tokheim now. The freshman designated hitter. 2 home runs already today, and now a line drive in Logan's direction in center field. It is off the wall. Going to be extra bases for Teddy Tokheim as he pulls into second. Logan playing in despite the wind. Couldn't go back there and snag the line drive. And Tokheim's on with a 2-out double.
Yeah, well, Tokheim's trajectory kind of reminds me of Bino Waters for Notre Dame, who we've highlighted, right? Game 2 yesterday, Tokheim 0 for 5 at the plate. Today now, 2 home runs and a real big double there in the top of the 8th.
Here's Eric Gion, the second baseman. And he went around. No balls and a strike. I think you're absolutely right to make that comparison, Chris. Tokheim, you look at the numbers, I mean, up and down the Stanford lineup, a lot of players have been productive, but Tokheim certainly jumps out with the 2 home runs and now a double. As Gion held back on the 0-1.
And with that hit, too, Stanford officially out-hitting Notre Dame today. 15 for them compared to 14 for the Irish. Granted, the Irish next up in the bottom of the 8th. We'll see what happens there.
1-1. And Gion takes on the outside corner, strike 2.
The big difference, once again, has been these walks. Notre Dame just able to get on base. Stanford pitchers haven't been able to find the zone. That's why they've had that rotating cast.
The Irish pitchers have walked just 2 batters today. 1-2. Misses away, ball 2. Gion 1 for 3 today. Walked in the 2nd, doubled in the 4th, and 2 flyouts to right field since. Takes high and in here, the count now full. Tatum Marsh on deck after pinch running for Jimmy Nadai. Gion waits. And chops one towards Barth at third. Going to be a long throw, and Passo does not make the stretch in time. 2 on with 2 out now for Stanford.
A really good effort, though, from Mason Barth, who has had a real nice day there at third. He's made a couple of those impressive cross-diamond throws. That would have been the most.
That was a long throw after he snagged that one off a high bounce, well behind the bag at third. And now a mound visit. Radek Burkholz warming up in the Notre Dame bullpen. We'll see if we'll get a pitching change or if they'll let Thurman finish the inning. Plate umpire Connor Hoagland getting involved with the discussions on the mound. And they'll leave Thurmond out there. Still 2 outs here in the 8th inning. Although 2 on in a 6-run ball game. Thurman an inning and a third today. 3 hits, 1 earned run. Tatum Marsh, the pitch runner earlier in the game. Takes low, ball 1. One to 0 now to Marsh. Chops one towards Barth at third, and it goes foul. And Mason Barth has been busy today, Chris.
Yeah, ton of action right there on the third base line, and he's done well with all the action he's received. I mean, talked about a few of those plays he's made.
Certainly has. Here's another chopper in his direction. Grabs it in front of Z and makes the third out of the inning. Flip to second for the third out, and Notre Dame still leads Stanford 15-9 halfway through the 8th. He hit his first home run in an Irish uniform.
Yeah, Andrew Graham, just electric. And that was right after the home run from Jace Lee. Much different situation this time around, though, with the Irish up 6 runs.
And the last time we showed you this graphic, it was a tie game after the back-to-back home runs from Andrew Graham and Jace Lee. Now, Notre Dame has opened up a 6-run lead. First pitch to Graham outside. Still Quentin Marsh on the mound for Stanford. And Graham 2 for 4 today. Also singled back in the second. Again, takes outside, ball 2. Now to Andrew Graham. And he takes on the outside corner, strike 1. Two-one pitch coming. Outside, ball 3. Taking his time adjusting the batting gloves. And now 3 balls and a strike. Marsh comes home and finds the inside corner with a fastball. Full count now to Andrew Graham. Dumps one into center field for a base hit. Off the end of the bat, doesn't matter. It's another hit for Notre Dame. Leadoff man on and a 15-9 lead still for the Irish.
Yeah, both teams just seeing the ball so well today. And Andrew Graham outstretched somehow able to notch the hit here.
Here's the third baseman, Mason Barth. Noah Coy will pinch run for Andrew Graham. So Graham's day is done. And the season-long starter for the Irish at short comes in as a pinch runner. Quick check back to first. Coy had a stolen base in the win yesterday. That brought his season total to now 10 of 13. Barth swings and misses. He's behind 0-1. Barth's 0 for 2 today, and he's walked in the 6th and been hit by a pitch in the 7th. Another check back to first from Quentin Marsh.
Oh, Andrew Graham just had to hit it one at bat ago. A 446 average at MSU Denver last year. Now he's at a 429 here with Notre Dame.
And Marsh takes inside. Ball 1. And Graham sort of out of nowhere here late in the season has had a big impact on this series this weekend. 1-1. And Barth swings and misses 1-2.
Comes at a much-needed time with the ACC tournament on the horizon. They still have one more ACC series to go against Pitt later here in May.
1-2 now. And another check back to first. Barth steps back in and awaits another 1-2. Takes outside, ball 2. Check back to first, and Coy dives back safely. Two. And Barth takes away ball 3. Full count now to the third baseman. And a good job by Barth to get it there. Barth takes low, ball 4. So back-to-back runners on for Notre Dame. They've got Coy on second and Barth on first with nobody out. Now it'll be the freshman Jamie Z, 1 for 4 today. Had an opposite field single in the 7th.
And there's more movement in the Stanford bullpen as well.
Stanford has already gone through 6 pitchers in this one. One more would mean their series high on the weekend.
It's interesting because it started off strong too, right? You know, Nick Dugan had a really strong 4 innings of work. Brock Kettleson with a nice inning himself. Then from there, Cassius Thomas with a 3rd. Urs Palmer with 2 thirds, and Reimers and Shaw with a 3rd themselves.
Z squares to bunt and fouls it off 0-2. Sasaki stays on the infield grass even with 2 strikes. Although now he backs up to the very edge. Mason Barth on first, Noah Coy on second. 0-2 to Jamie Z. And he swings and pops one up on the infield. Lavin going back and makes the catch, 1 out. Lavitt's got the ski mask on.
Yeah, I like the look there. It's cold.
It is. It is officially cold.
I mean, I just put the jacket on myself. See, it's getting chilly up here. Well, what a shot.
Nine hitter now for Brandon Logan. Takes outside, ball one. Logan singled in the fifth, walked in the sixth, then reached on a fielder's choice and scored in the seventh. Also brought a run in with that fielder's choice. Swings and misses here through the breaking ball, 1-1. Still 2 on and 1 out for the Irish. Logan waits on the pitch from Marsh and swings and misses again, 1-2. Two to Logan. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Logan goes down swinging for the second out of the inning.
Yeah, that's more like it for Stanford and Quentin Marsh, who are allowing 2 runners to get on base early. Able to find 2 outs, almost out of the inning.
It's Drew Berglund now, the Irish leadoff batter, with 2 men on and 2 out.
Once again, well done for Marsh, attacking the zone early here. Just needs to stay mentally sharp at a moment like this.
Berglund 2 for 3 today, single, double, and a walk. Also had a hit by pitch back in the first. Men on for Drew Berglund. Taps 1 foul, 1-2. One, two coming. Both runners go. Berglund takes outside and no throw from Lavitt. You mentioned that, Chris, that maybe at this point for Stanford, you're better off just not throwing to second base.
It's not even worth the risk right now.
So 2 in scoring position now for Drew Berglund. 2-2 pitch. Drilled to left field, on the track, near the wall, and gone. 3-run home run, Drew Berglund, and Notre Dame now leads it 18-9.
Well, that is the Irish's 5th home run of the day, after only 1 in the first 2 games. This offense has been firing on all cylinders. Drew Berglund, long time coming for him. 3 for 4 at the plate, 4 RBIs now. He has been on an absolute tear in this series.
Most runs in a game this year for Notre Dame since a February 27th win over Alabama A&M, played at a neutral site in Cookeville, Tennessee. And now it's Bino Waters, ahead 2-0. 3-0 now to Waters. Waters was 0 for 2 through 3 innings, then tripled in the 5th, singled in the 6th, and singled in the 7th. He's now got 4 RBIs on 3 hits, and he's got a 4-pitch walk here.
It's been over 4 years since Notre Dame scored 20 or more runs. They are officially in that territory, on the hunt.
They're threatening.
And with Quattrani at the plate, you never know. The way everybody's been hitting, I'd not be surprised to see this one go yard.
They gave up 20 runs about 3 weeks ago in a 5-20 loss to Virginia. As Quattrani takes outside. Welcome sight for the Notre Dame bats, though, to get it going to this degree. 1 on, 1-0 pitch to Quattrani. Outside, ball 2. Two out, 1 on for the catcher. And he takes another ball, 3-0. Quattrani ahead 3-0 now. Waters at first. The pitch to Quattrani. In there for a called strike. Three and 1 now to Quattrani with 2 out and 1 on. The pitch from Marsh. Bounce to the left side. Going to be a tough play. And the throw not in time. Charlie Bates was deep in the hole after fielding that ball and couldn't fire across the diamond in time. Notre Dame's got 2 on with 2 out.
Well, Mark Quattrani's terrific series is just continuing to build upon itself. The guy is unreal, and it's his ability to, to have a great game just non-stop. I mean, he's Mr. Consistent for Notre Dame.
First pitch slider to Paso in there for a called strike. You're absolutely right, Chris. Quattrani is having himself quite the weekend. 4 for 5 yesterday, 3 for 5 today. And Paso takes outside, ball 1.
And to backtrack a moment, too, on the history, this is the first game Notre Dame's hit 5 homers since April 21st, 2024 versus Boston College. So slightly over 2 years since the Irish have had a day at the office quite like this.
Paso takes inside, ball 2. Paso 0 for 3 today, although he's got 2 walks, one in the second and another in the 7th. And he's ahead 3-1. Two on and 2 out for the first baseman, Paso. 3-1 pitch coming. And Paso chops it into the shift. Should be the 3rd out. And it is. The last chance for Stanford coming up next. Notre Dame leads it 18-9 after 8 in South Bend. Yes, in late April, early May. And Notre Dame is off to a pretty great start in May this year. They were 8-3 in the month last season, and they're undefeated in May so far, looking to make it 3-0 at the conclusion of this half inning.
Yeah, they really peak late, right? And I think a thing with this Notre Dame team that we have to talk about, it's a young squad. Throughout the course of the season, you learned so much while playing in the ACC. That's when it starts to show, right? All of those lessons right here in May.
First pitch single to left field from Charlie Bates, and Stanford has the leadoff batter on. Eli Thurman still on the mound for Notre Dame. He's now gone an inning and 2/3, allowed 3 hits and 1 run. A pinch hitter now for Stanford. It's Rashad Hayes batting for J.J. Moran. Head coach David Esker wanting to get a couple more players some opportunities here in this 9-run game in the 9th. As this pitch finds the outside corner, strike 1.
This game was so close, too, for almost the entirety of the game, right? And it feels like a while ago just because how long some of these innings have taken is because of the sheer amount of runs both teams are putting up.
Another liner into center field, down for a base hit, and Stanford's got back-to-back base hits here in the 9th inning. So nobody out, 2 on, and another pinch hitter for Stanford. It's Nolan Stoll. He's a 300 hitter this year and 30 at-bats. Got 9 hits in those trips. Also has 8 walks to only 5 strikeouts. So Stoll's been effective in limited action as Thurman pumps this one in for a strike.
Yeah, I mean, Stoll comes from a real accomplished family, right? His mom, gold medalist in softball. He's got a lot of good intangibles, somebody that Coach Esker sees a lot of potential in.
He swings and misses at the 0-1, and he's in an 0-2 hole. Two on, nobody out. 0-2 pitch coming from Thurman. Swing and a miss, strike 3.
Now batting number 33, Henry McDonald.
Thurman, it's been spectacular as far for Notre Dame with some of the movement that he's shown off, and you can see why he's one of the vets in this Notre Dame bullpen.
1 out now in the top of the 9th. Henry McDonald, the pinch hitter, another liner into center field for a base hit. Bates getting the wave around at second base, and he will score. So Stanford plates 1 here in the top of the 9th. It's now 18-10 with 1 out.
Here's another look at it, and got to give a lot of credit to these guys on Stanford. Haven't played a whole lot this year, not at all this series. Coming in, some of these pinch hitters get a bit of an impact, just trying to show their skill, prove their worth.
Here's Rentaro Sasaki. 2 on, 1 out at the top of the 9th. And he takes a first pitch ball. Sasaki 1 for 5 today. So he's now 5 for 12 in the series. 1 ball and no strikes. And he bounces one foul. 1-1. Ball, 1 strike. And Sasaki takes low, 2-1. Coming. And Sasaki drills one down the line. This is gonna go. Rentaro Sasaki 3-run homer in the top of the 9th, and this is now a 5-run ball game. The power hitting leadoff man gets on the board with his first home run of the series, and it's 18-13.
Well, it's not over till it's over, and Stanford brings in a lot of young players. Just this infectious energy. They come in, they get on base. You look to Nolan Stoll, Henry McDonald. And Sasaki able to bring him home. A power hitter. We've been wanting to see a home run out of him. Well, we got our answer. Speaking of home runs, this man right here, Court McDonald. Homered in the 7th. Back when this game was much closer.
No balls, 1 strike. And McDonald fouls it off, 0-2.
A little bit of movement as well for Notre Dame in the bullpen.
Coach Stifler seems pretty content to let Thurman finish this one out. 0-2 to McDonald, just tapped foul. Good pitch from Thurman.
Yeah, I mean, Stifler definitely wants to, right? Thurman, a senior, 2 innings pitched thus far. In Notre Dame today, 3 pitchers used compared to 7 for Stanford. Only 2 walks allowed from this Irish unit.
31 total runs in the game. And McDonald hits one high into shallow right field. Lee coming in and makes the catch, 2 out. Defensive changes for Notre Dame. Noah Coy in at short. JBZ over to second. And Andrew Graham out. So 2 out now at the top of the 9th. Stanford down to their final out, looking to avoid the sweep. Teddy Tokine, the designated hitter. He lines one into center field. Logan coming over and makes the sliding catch to get the sweep for Notre Dame. 18-13 the final, and a nice way to end it on the sliding catch for Brandon Logan, Chris.
Yeah, this is a really sweet play to end the game for Brandon Logan, someone who stepped up big today for Notre Dame. Logan, the youngster, making his name known. 3 runs scored today for him. Meanwhile, Mark Cutrani, 3 for 5 at the plate. And how about Jace Lee? 2 home runs, a 3 for 5 day for him, 5 RBIs. He was the standout today for the Irish.
Absolutely was. It was a day of home runs, 31 total runs in the game, but it's Notre Dame getting the better of Stanford both today and in the series. Irish win it, they sweep Stanford, and they'll look to next weekend when they have a home series against Oakland. Again, right here on the ACC Network Extra. For our producer, Will Bailey, our director, Ben Swiderski, my partner, Chris Daly, and everybody else that helps put on this show, I'm Jack Rinaldi saying thank you.